I first came across storytelling in the Changing Lives Champions programme, and it started to just make me think around its value to it. And if I think over the years where it's unlocked some massive potential, I would probably put it in two categories: as internally within my own staff team, but also the external face. The internal staff team, telling a story really well, has turned heads within the staff teams that I work with, and has painted a picture of just how valuable the contribution is that we are making to the organisation's strategy, which can be tough sometimes. So I've had a role in the past where I've worked in a council, and to influence internally can be massively difficult. But being successful by storytelling has allowed me to unlock further funding, make new connections, and generally just the value of physical activity and changing lives through sport, physical activity in particular. The profile of that, I would say within the council, is completely night and day where it used to be, and that's all because we just told a story really well. Externally, it's allowed us to get to form connections where we've been able to unlock a lot of funding with our work, because people have gone, wow, you can really sense the deep impact that you've made into individuals' lives, and how you've developed a community, and people have wanted to get on board with that story and almost piggyback onto it. A good example of where I've seen that work really well, during my time in Edinburgh, we were dipping our toes into making the elderly people around Leith and the east of Edinburgh more physically active. And in partnership with the local professional football club there, their foundation, and a couple of older people's charities, we started to run older people activities days, which essentially the makeup of it was older people came for a meal, and they undertook dancing, they had table tennis and various other physical activities. But the impact of that was older people were in isolation, were making new connections. The mental stimulation that they felt on those days was incredible, and I suppose they were able to also make connections with local partners and services that they then went to, so the knock-on effects were huge. And in Leith at this moment in time, there's a huge development. So Forth Ports, they're the biggest port operator in the UK, and the Leith port there is massively scaling up. So they've got a lot of money to invest into the east of Edinburgh. They heard about our initiative, and we presented a video that we created in one of these older people person events, and they were just blown away. Really, one of the reasons that it probably brought us together was the outcome that the Ports Trust had was around getting elderly people less isolated and more active, and that's essentially what our project was doing. So we ended up pitching for a little bit of money. We showed them that video, and the journey, that was the start of the journey, which has led to that port operator funding that community initiative now for I think the last 3 years.